Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Cioffi here. Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes. Brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware at 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon, New York, serving the entire New York, New Jersey, Connecticut tri-state area. Whatever you need to make your yard look healthy again this coming autumn after being burned away by the drought this summer. Still thinking about what the hurricane season might bring as we head into the peak. Just make sure you head over to Omni to make sure you've got everything you need. 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon. The telephone number is 631-756-1125, and the website is omnitruevalue.com. So the new week begins, the last days of August, the last week before the Labor Day holiday weekend. And I know some of the kiddies are going back to school this week. As a result, the weather this week actually looks relatively quiet. The one day where we might have some issues will be late tomorrow into tomorrow evening, where there is some severe weather risk with a cold front coming through. But I have to tell you, as far as rainfall is concerned, anything widespread, nothing is going to be happening anytime soon over the next week to 10 days. And here's the radar view this morning as of 7:30 Eastern Time. And you can see it's very quiet from Maine on down into the Carolinas and Georgia, with the exception being some showers and downpours right along the immediate coast of North and South Carolina and coastal Georgia, and even into parts of northeastern and southern Florida. And that's really about it. We've got some storms also this morning, some showers and downpours in southeastern Michigan, northwestern Ohio, northeastern Indiana. Also seeing some showers coming through Nebraska and into Iowa, and then down in parts of South Texas and offshore, seeing some showers and thunderstorms. The Storm Prediction Center really isn't showing too much going on for today in the east. In fact, no thunderstorms are forecast from Maine all the way down into South Carolina, Georgia, and Alabama, except for the immediate coast of the Carolinas. It's a little unusual, but we see a rather stable pattern here setting up in the eastern part of the United States. In the meantime, small area of marginal risk in southwestern Michigan. We've got a marginal to slight risk from overnight into the western lakes, and that all shifts today to enhanced risk in northern Illinois, northwestern Indiana, and you can see that the shower and thunderstorm activity still virtually non-existent from Maine down into North Carolina, but then picks up late this afternoon and this evening and in the southeast and over Florida. For tomorrow, with a cold front moving into the eastern part of the United States, we've got a marginal risk from upstate New York into western New Jersey, much of eastern and central Pennsylvania, Maryland, and into northern Virginia. And for day three, no severe weather is being indicated in the east no severe weather anyway. Some general thunderstorms in the northeast, coastal mid-Atlantic, the southeast, down to the Gulf states and into the southwest. Everywhere else, it is going to be relatively quiet. And check out the rainfall amounts for the next 7 days. I mean, we're talking virtually nothing along the immediate coastal plain. If thunderstorms come through tomorrow and then they fall apart when they reach the coast, you may see little or nothing from southern New England down into North Carolina. It's a little more robust in upstate New York and in west central and western Pennsylvania into Ohio, 3/4 of an inch to an inch and a half, and also along the immediate Gulf Coast from Texas all the way across the Gulf states in and around the west coast of Florida. But other than that, it's pretty quiet, and it's also very quiet and dry throughout the plains, the Rockies, and the western part of the United States. And not too much in the way of some flash flood issues, just some marginal risks today along the Gulf Coast and in areas in and around the Great Lakes. So a couple of things that are going on. Why don't we do the tropics here? And we do have this tropical wave in the central tropical Atlantic that hasn't really changed very much overnight. You can also see there's another tropical wave moving off the African coast. This wave isn't moving much, And at the moment, conditions are not exactly screaming development here. We've got a little bit of shear going on, but I think over the course of the next couple of days, we're going to see this move more west-northwestward into an environment where conditions are going to be a little more favorable for development. And also watching development of clouds and showers in the northwest Caribbean, that some models are pointing to the possibility of something developing there over the next 3 or 4 days, and then moving into the southwestern Gulf of Mexico. But as of right now, we don't see any threats to the U.S. mainland all this week and probably through next weekend. And the reason for that is if we look at the upper air, we are seeing a ridge here in the east to start off this week, a trough that drops down into the eastern part of the United States. You've got another ridge that's going to pop up late next week. And here's your tropical system from the central Atlantic that is starting to show some signs of development. And at least initially, it's going to be trapped underneath this upper high. The flow over the rest of the United States is this kind of broad west-southwest flow that develops in the northeast. So at least initially, going into the weekend, we've got something moving northwestward. That ridge is forecast to flatten out, and a weakness develops between a ridge in the upper Midwest and then another one that's east of Bermuda, and models are forecasting this system to sort of split the difference there and cut through the ridge. So we'll see if that winds up being the case, because I think you could make the argument that this ridge could wind up being more connected and stronger, in which case we could see this thing get driven a little bit further to the northwest. But at least for now, I'm not really too concerned about where this is ultimately going to wind up. So with regards to the practical day-to-day weather, as we take a look at that, we'll notice that there's not a whole lot happening other than this cold front that's going to be coming through for tomorrow. We'll set up the GFS here for you, and you'll see today it's a hot, humid day. Temperatures rising up to the upper 80s and low 90s with sunshine, leaving thunderstorms out of the forecast from southern New England down into northern Virginia. Tuesday, we've got this cold front. This is Tuesday evening with showers and thunderstorms in eastern Pennsylvania, moving into western New Jersey, and then gradually weakening as they move eastward Tuesday night. The highs tomorrow, again, upper 80s and low 90s. Wednesday, a little lower, 80s. Humidity levels will be going down. Thursday looks nice and dry. Temperatures in the low to mid 80s for highs for Thursday and Friday with low humidity both days. And then it turns very warm and more humid as we head into the weekend. And there you can see how the GFS, and the European does the same, where it takes this tropical system east of the Bahamas, between the Bahamas and Bermuda, and just chases it out to the east-northeast. Doesn't mean it's right now. We could see more changes along the way. Again, it's all going to be about that ridge in the eastern part of the United States. Weather in 5, brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware at 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon, New York. 631-756-1125 for the best prices in town. OmniTrueValue.com is the website. So, setting up for another hot one today, the Joe and Joe Weather Show tonight. At 7:30 Eastern Time, we'll cover everything short and long range, Labor Day holiday weekend, the tropics, and much more. That's tonight at 7:30.